Hello again, Professor Checo. As stated earlier, in this class, we will be using a platform called MyMathLab. Those of you that are familiar with it, fantastic, you are ahead of the game. Those of you that are not familiar with it, it is an online program run by Pearson that makes it the absolute easiest in order to complete math. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to MyMathLab and register an account if you do not have one. So I'm going to show you how to go about this. Okay, when you open up MyMathLab, you are going to need student access. So I'm going to go ahead and click student access. Once it loads, it is going to ask us for a code. So we have our instructor's course ID. So I am ready to register. The course code to register into this program is going to be Checo 67646. So it is CEKO 67646. Continue to register. Once you register, it should say MA 2080 with Checo. It's asking me to sign in. So I'm going to pause this for a second as I sign in. As you can see, I've logged in, I've created my course, and now I'm on the home screen. This class you will have to pay for the textbook. Now, I highly advise you to rent the textbook through Pearson. So you get 14 days of free access when you create the account. Within those 14 days, you are going to have to purchase the product, aka the textbook. I highly advise, when you are given those two options, to rent the textbook. It should be about $90 versus the $130 for purchasing the class outright. So trying to save you guys a little bit of money, it's inevitable, has to happen. Now let's go into the course. This is MyMathLab. Now the way that MyMathLab works is everything is laid out for you. So I'm going to pretend that I am a student. I'm going to look at my course home. Let's minimize this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You just need to go away right there. Okay, so manage view. I want to see student home. Sorry. Oh, view student home, it's right there. Sorry. Minimize this. View student home. So this is what you will see when you log into MyMathLab. You will see that there are a few assignments here. So what is this? The first one is orientation, which would be due February 2nd. I want to view the month. Let's view the month. Yeah, so as you can see, these two assignments that are getting posted on, I may have to change that. But this is MyMathLab. So when we go into our assignments, you will see all the assignments that have been posted, which today should be the orientation, 1.1 and 1.2, which is right there. I have designed this class to be gone through in order. So as you guys see, there's a little green hat here which says you must score at least 25% on the orientation before homework 1.1 opens. I do that to ensure that you're not just skipping things and going to the next section. This class is meant to do 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. It's progressive. Now on the orientation, I only have 25%, but on all homeworks, I have a 50% requirement. Why do I do that? Because if you're not getting at least 50% on the homeworks, I don't see you having a successful course this year. So by at least securing the 50%, you're able to progress with the program. If you feel that a 50% minimum on a homework assignment is too difficult to attain, please email me and we can have that conversation. Now, I'm going to skip the orientation because that's really just how to use MyMathLab. And I'm going to open up the first homework. I can't open up the first homework. Let's pause this for a second. And now here you can see homework 1.1 is loading. 25 questions. When we click on each one, it will ask you certain things. So each question will obviously be different. Let's take a look at this first one. So this is going to be the layout of each homework. You can see how many questions you have to do. You can see how many you've completed. And the beauty of MyMathLab is you have unlimited amount of attempts to get the question right for a homework. So if I get this question wrong, let me just say that I put in an answer, and let's just say that I put in 6. I don't think it's 6, so let's just check my answer, and I got it wrong. So it's telling me a little hint right here of how to solve this question. I hit OK, and then let's say I do 60, 96, and let's check that answer. Check answer. Got it wrong. Attempt 2. You are allowed 3 attempts per question before it will mark it wrong. Final check. Let's do whatever. And here, the correct answer was 4, and I got number 9. I got 96. If you hit next question, it will take you to question 2. However, I'm gonna do that. And now you guys see that question 1 was marked incorrect, and question 2 is now open. If I go back to question 1, and if I hit now it gave me a new example. So I'm just going to enter in a random number. Let's go with 3, and let's check our answer. And now I got it right. So now when I hit next question, notice what happens from my score, 0 out of 25 points. I've now just gotten the first point. Question 1 is done. I'm now able to get that. I got it. Now, I'm really trying to enforce you guys to understand that these questions, you want to get them all right. So now that I'm working on question 1 again, my answer is empty. But let's just say I get it wrong. Let me just do 6. Check answer. I've got it incorrect. However, the program is going to save my correct answer. So no matter how many times I get it wrong, as long as I've gotten it right, I've gotten credit for the answer. So here, it's telling me that I'm incorrect, but because I've gotten it correct, I'm done. So once you get a question, oh, I'm going to change that. I know exactly what I need to do. Okay, it should have saved it. So note to self, try to get it right. Don't go back and get it wrong. Okay, so as you guys can see, we have our 25 questions and we have to do them. Now, if you are struggling and you need help, you can look at this help. This program actually will give you a few options. So when we go over the lessons, I'm gonna go over the textbook, but I wanna show you the program. There are 2 options here. There's view an example, ask my instructor, and help me solve this. I do not recommend clicking help me solve this. Help me solve this will do this actual problem step by step. Now, sometimes that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not that lost on a program. I literally just need a little example. Like, I just need to know what am I doing here? Start me off, please. Viewing an example will show you how many steps it takes to solve the problem, and it will go step by step how to solve it. Now, notice that this is, don't refresh. It's not the same numbers. It is an example with the same characteristics. So you are allowed to do a question as many times as you want, and it will keep giving you new numbers. So as you go to view an example, you would just go to the next step, and it shows you what to do. So it's telling you to balance the equation, subtracting that to each side, solving it, completing, 3, 2, 1. And it makes it very easy to follow along step by step how to solve this problem. Now, homeworks have unlimited attempts. So you could do this homework over and over and over. You could do each question 100 times and it will totally be fine. The difference between a homework and a quiz is a quiz will be very similar. However, you will not be able to check your answer. You will have to do all 15 to 20 questions, then submit it. Once submitted, the program will grade you. So let's say out of 20 questions, you get 15 correct. Oh, let's go a little worse. Let's say you get half of it right. You are allowed to do a homework question 3 times. So I'm allowing you to do a quiz 3 times. So on your first attempt, if you get a 50, You are then allowed to do the entire quiz all over with all new numbers. Hopefully you have gone through the questions that you got wrong, noticed your mistakes, and then you'll be successful in the second time. Now let's say the second time you get an 80. That's fine. The program will accept the higher of the two grades. If you do not get above the first quiz, then it's going to take the first quiz. If on your second attempt you are still not happy with your grade, you are allowed to do it a third time. On that third time, that will be your third and final submission. And I highly advise utilizing these quizzes because, again, the quizzes are worth 15% of your grade, whereas the homeworks are worth 40. Granted, there are a lot of homeworks, but try to understand how, like, you're going to be trying to earn as many points as you can possibly achieve. Understand the difference between an 88 and a 90. It's just a couple points. So that's, points that we're trying to achieve. And that's the basic breakdown of our course, how MyMathLab works, and so forth. So when I don't want to see the homework overview, I kind of want to go back to if I exit out of here, I'll see the assignment manager. And the program is very kind of straightforward. Student gradebook will give you a breakdown of your grade. So if you want to see your overall score, you'll have it here. It shows you all assignments. Your midterm will pop up here. Your final will be here. This is where you can see how much. I see everything. I see the time spent. I see when you started working on it. And I see when the last time you opened the program has. I've had students that have taken 2-week breaks between MyMathLab, asked me for extensions. I log into MyMathLab. I see that you haven't signed into the program for 2 weeks. I ask why. And I'm not going to extend things if you don't have a valid excuse. So the real places you're going to want to be in this course are your assignments, your gradebook, and that's, I see purchase options. Do they tell me? Oh, this is just going to be for, never mind. This is for the paper version. I don't want a hole punch version of it. So that's the course. That's how to log into MyMathLab. And now let's get into the actual lessons.